Finding jobs, yeah, the competition was more. Before it was not like this. So not many people were learning languages, or if they are learning, it's not Italian or Spanish mostly. So
Hi everyone, welcome to a new podcast and today's guest is Bharti. Bharti is an Italian language expert and she's currently working and living in Portugal. Yes, you heard it right, an Indian Italian language expert currently living in Portugal through her Italian skills. And if you're interested how she did that, watch the podcast till the end. Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast The Language Experience and today we have Bharti. Bharti is an Italian language expert, and there was this time when we were working together, and that's how I met her. So, hi Bharti, how are you?
I'm good, Lakshya. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So, how's life in Portugal? How's Portugal? How's everything?
So now the problem was I was from a science math stream in my high school. I've completed. So now I really needed to do something in my graduation. And as I'm from Jaipur, so there we have Rajasthan University. So they only offer German and French. And so I thought, okay, again, the idea was to go rare thing. So I thought, okay, I can take German. And again, the problem was when I changed the stream, they deduct like 5% of my total. So cutoff was little higher than that. And they also like 5% less. So I could not get German. And then I feel like, okay, maybe this is the sign that I should not go for it, and I don't have the option also. So my brother, he said like, what you can do is you can do your graduation here, because the other option was to go to Delhi, and if I want to do any degree course in language. And like just finished my high school, and my family was not cannot even think about me going Delhi at that age. So I thought, okay, I'll just do my graduation in some stream, and side by side, I started learning Italian, which I finally choose like it should be now Italian, and I found an institute in Jaipur only. So I started learning there, and like with the time I finished my graduation, in these 3 years I was waiting to do the same what I decided before, and I just was waiting for the right time, keep convincing my family. So finally, I after 3 years I went to Delhi, and then I started I already started in Jaipur, but I continue with the same Italian language there in Delhi. So yeah, that was the journey that started from the book, and now like I'm here.
Okay, so where were you learning Italian in Delhi? Like people who are watching, they would like to know where one can learn Italian or the other places where, if anybody is interested in learning Italian.
Okay, so I like if you are from Jaipur or Rajasthan, then you can go for the institute, but they are not really good. Like just to start, it's fine for basic. If you want to, if you just are testing yourself, if you can learn or not, it's okay to go there, spend some money, put some time and efforts, and see if you can do it. If you're in Delhi, that I have studied from institute, this language institute, embassy. So the Italian embassy in Chanakyapuri. So I have studied from there, and one can also do the degree courses from university. I have already done my degree, so I thought of not going for that. And yeah, like you can go for that Italian embassy. It's a good option. Apart from that, I have not studied Italian, but I have studied Portuguese from university. So university, I what I can compare is from university and the embassy, the culture center. The culture center will be best if you want to just learn speaking more, not in the literature terms, or not in like if you're not going professionally in the translation, or if you're not going to teach the language in that terms, you can go to the university. And if you just want to learn and join MNC or do something else, you can go for institute, the embassy one. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, and for I think my college, GRS department, and I think JNU also offers a BA honors in Italian as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So you learned at the cultural center embassy, Italian. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, once somebody learns a language, let's say I did Spanish, you did Italian. How difficult it is to find a job? Is it difficult? It is easy, or uh, what type of jobs are there? Are there good jobs, bad jobs? What salary can one expect? How much money can they make after learning a language? And till what level they should learn to find a decent job? Firstly.
Okay. So, if I just talk about me, when I started, it was in 2015. So, that time it was not a big task. You could get a job if you have done like at least B2 level, and if you can speak good enough, you can get a job and you can expect as a fresher. I got it like 30,000, so that was the time. But after that, like when I switched my job and when I also quit my job, at that time I was talking to other colleagues who were already working or joining new people. I got chance to talk to them and see like with the time the difficulty level is getting higher because people were not
Difficulty
so
level in terms of finding jobs.
finding jobs. Yeah, the competition was more.
Okay.
Before it was not like this. So not many people were learning languages, or if they are learning, it's not Italian or Spanish, mostly. So that time it was not too difficult. And personally for me, it was, I would say it was easy because I learned Italian and I started working. And when I say I learned Italian and working, it doesn't mean that I completed my B2 or higher level. I just completed A2 level and I got first job. Okay, it was in calling, and in my
Okay,
opinion, it's
so
best to start.
after A2, one can find a calling job.
Yes. Yeah,
Now
if you
also.
can. Now I would say it's difficult now. Before it was not that difficult.
Okay. So your
And
first job was A2 level calling job in a where was this?
it was in Delhi. So if I say specifically, like a vacation rental kind of what companies offer
Hmm.
that
Got it, got it.
they can
Now they don't exist anymore. Yes. Yeah, I
pay.
understand. Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I can say it was easy that time, but not anymore.
Oh,
So like yeah, but I have completed A2 and I started working because of my financial issue also, and needed to survive in Delhi. So, but I advise to do before you have at least you do B2 level, then you go for a job.
mhm.
And also in if you're starting once you started working, it's difficult to learn continuously, so you'll be very limited.
I get
It's
it.
good to complete your study first and then you go for jobs.
And any specific reason that one should learn till B2, and then only they should find a job.
In many companies, there are criteria like you should at least have a degree course or B2
B2
level
level.
they expect.
Okay.
So B2 is until B2 you have enough like proficiency, you can speak well. Before that, I like if you're, I don't know if you're putting so much time, but at least B2 is a decent level, you should have it.
True, true. Yeah, so these days, even like if you want to work anywhere, they would ask a B2. If you want to teach, you would need maybe a master's or at least
Yeah.
C1. Or let's say if you want to work for an MNC, B2 is bare minimum. So in Spanish, we have an equivalent, we have Dele. And what is the equivalent of Dele in Italian? Like the exam that you give, which is conducted by the ministry of that country. Would you have an exam in Italian as well?
Yes, there is examination CILS. I
Check.
have done B1. It was really difficult, really
Great.
tough one. Like I have done after I completed B2 level, and the B1 was difficult for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I cleared it in one go, but like their level, it's not as same we have in our university or institute. The level is a bit higher.
Okay, okay. So Delhi for Spanish, CILS, CILS you said. CHELS.
CILS.
CILS. Okay. So CILS, CILS, which is for Italian. So people who are interested in
Italian.
giving the exam, they have to go to the embassy and enroll, pay the fee,
Yes,
or you can do it online.
yes. You can also do it online.
Okay. And
Yes.
the exam would be at the embassy, or you have different centers for that.
I have done in embassy only. I believe they conduct in embassy institute like the certified.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. So now coming back to the job thing, so A2 level, you find a job, it is a calling job. You said calling job helps you to improve your spoken Italian. And after that,
Yeah.
let's say somebody who's experienced, what sort of jobs can they expect? What jobs are out there, or what have you done? If you share your experience.
So once I do A2 and I was studying at the same time, I did not quit. Like A2 is not enough at all. So I keep learning and then I completed my B2. After B2, I went for first interview in MNC company, which was the same concentrates. We both working there. So the first company, the first interview, I got selected there. As I say, the difficulty level is higher now, but at that time it was I got that job, and yeah, the salary you can expect because I already did that calling job. It helped me with the salary here, so it was a bit higher than I was getting before. But now, like there are option to go for MNC job. There are many companies there in Gurgaon, in Delhi and Noida. So you can work for the companies, or I have also done some freelancing job where I used to get some translation work, and I have also work which I really like. It's with the travel. If you really like to travel, you can also go for this guiding or interpretation job.
Yeah, tell me
I
more
have
about
worked.
it. Tell me more about this guiding and interpretation job. Like if somebody's interested in that, how's the
Yeah,
money? How...
sure. So I worked. I also worked for like one day. Like they'll be hiring, giving me tasks for only one day or also for a week. So I worked on a cruise. So what you need to do is they'll be hiring you for a week, and you go there on a cruise. You'll be having your food, your stay there, and what you need to do is whenever the tourists are coming from Italy or whatever language you learn, if it's available there. So what you need to do is whenever they are going for excursion, like for example, I used to live in Goa. So if they want to see what is there in Goa, being on cruise, the cruise will be there on dock, and then they'll go for excursion and you will go with them. There will be one guide, so you don't need to know everything about India or everything about that place. If you know a little bit about your country, and you like to travel, you like to talk to people, then you can go for this. And what you need to do is the guide will be saying whatever information need to be provided in English, and you need to tell them the same, translate and interpret the same in Italian or Spanish. So this was the best job I have ever done, because you don't need to really worry about anything. You have your stay, you have your food, that's the best. You have your place, like you can stay on cruise, which is a dream for many, and you are getting paid for it. And then like also, once like you are already, if you have been to that excursion, the particular itinerary you have gone through, you don't need to really worry about it. You can just go, like it will be in your experience, and then you can just go for it. So yeah, that is the option. Or you can just get you can be in contact with them, and they can also call you for one day excursion or something like that. So if I talk about the amount what they pay you for Italian, I used to get for one day it's 5,000. So it depends, like 3,000 to 5,000 they pay you. Or yeah, and then similarly if it's for a week, then 35,000.
So it's a temporary thing. If somebody is interested in doing something permanent, like do they get a lot of work so that it becomes something permanent, or is it always temporary?
It can be permanent, but not permanent for complete 1 year. It will be 6 months,
Okay,
or
six
6
months.
or 8 months. Yeah, because the that like people, there is a time where they want to come to India for traveling. It's not
Okay,
the, if it's too hot, they would not prefer. So there is the time, like it start from August, around August, and until March, April, you can expect that
okay.
work. And also, like if you are getting paid enough and you are working for 6 months, you can just relax or do some other job in your
Hmm.
next time.
So for it is
It's
good. It is good for people who want to travel, who don't want a fixed job, and they want to work for 6 months, and for rest of the 6 months they can plan whatever they want to. So
yes,
it's good for them. So when was this, Bharti? Was it before you worked for the embassy or after?
it was after that, and also in between the MNC job, because
Okay.
I just went to my vacation and just tried to do that. And after that also, like during my MNC job, I went once. After I quit the job, I went frequently, like 2 3 times more.
Okay, I got it, got it, got it. So you get to travel to Goa. What other places?
Okay, the itinerary was like this: you'll go to Goa, then Mumbai, from Mumbai to Mangalore,
Hmm.
from Mangalore to Kochi,
Okay, okay,
and
got it.
then you have to come again to Goa.
Okay, come back to Goa and then you go back to your home. Perfect. Okay, got it, got
Yes.
it. So it is very interesting. I had no idea such job existed for people who want to work, because a lot of people ask me what are the jobs out there, because in I did not know what it is, but this is something interesting which I can also share with people, and this podcast would also help. Now, now we'll segue to how Bharti left MNC, started working in travel and tourism. When did Portuguese come into the picture? Because suddenly one fine day I see Bharti is in Portugal. Uh, what really happened? What escalated? What did you find this time? This time, was it a book, newspaper, or something online? How did Portugal come into the picture?
Okay, so again, I have not quit the job first.
Hmm.
I started learning Portuguese with my job. So I thought, like I came this far with one language. I learned Italian. I can do this many things. So why not I add one more language in my CV, and also in like in terms of my knowledge. So I thought, okay, I should learn one more language. And again, the idea was always, my idea is to go for the rarest thing is possible. And that the Spanish, I could see like many are still working with me, and they know how is the profile, like it's a similar as Italian, so there is not extra thing in that,
Yeah,
I
it's
would
very
say.
similar. Like the jobs, the language,
Yeah.
everything is so similar that Italian and Spanish are really put together.
Yeah. So I thought I can go with Portuguese. But that time my idea was like Portuguese also similar to Italian, so it will be not difficult for me to grab it. And as I'm working, I cannot give so much time as I used to give before. So I thought with a job I can manage learning Portuguese, and I cannot go for the degree courses again because of full time job.
Hmm.
And so I thought, okay, I can join some institute in Portuguese here in Delhi with my job. So I thought it is similar. It is too similar. It will be similar for me and easy for me, but this was not the thing. Portuguese is not that similar to Italian than it is to
Spanish,
Spanish.
yes, it is 80% similar to Spanish. But for the
Yeah.
fact all of these are your romantic languages, Spanish, Italian,
Yes.
French, Catalan, Portuguese. Some
Correct.
similarity is there. A lot of verbs are similar, but not that similar. I think the difference would be the spoken. The way they speak in Spanish and Portuguese
Correct.
is similar, but the way they speak in Italian and Portuguese, it is very different. But the written part, I feel, is very similar.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, the pronunciation is very different. But if you say the grammar, the conjugation of verbs, the return many vocabulary also the
Yes.
same.
Any
Only the
example?
pronunciation
Any
is bit
example of
different.
the vocabulary?
Yeah, help.
Hmm.
If we say help in English, in Italian we'll say aiuto,
Aiuto.
and in Portuguese we
Ajudar.
say
Ajudar.
ajuda.
See?
Ajuda. So yeah,
In Spanish is
and
ayuda. So all three I think have the same word.
yeah, and then sun, like sun in Italian we say sole, in Portuguese we say sol.
And Spanish also soul. And I think even
Yeah,
sun
so
like sun beta in Portuguese is filho and in Italian it
yes,
is
feel you.
filho. Exactly. Yeah, the same, right? Same.
Yeah.
So it's very similar. True. Reason being, all of them were vulgar Latin. Vulgar Latin became different languages, Romance languages. So yeah, you told me it's very similar. Where were you learning? You did not tell us that. Where were you learning Portuguese?
Okay, Portuguese. I also learn in Camões Institute.
The embassy.
So
Yeah.
first, yeah, the embassy one. So I started there, and after that, I also learned from university. That was not a degree course, but a diploma.
Which university?
DU,
GRS department.
my yeah,
Oh,
GRS.
GRS department. Okay, my college only. They don't give a degree in Portuguese, but you can do a certificate diploma course from there. Okay, so
And
till
advanced.
and then advanced. Perfect, perfect. Until what level? B1, right? Advanced diploma would be B1, B2.
Yeah, diploma. It's
B1,
B1, B2.
B1. Okay, perfect, perfect. So you're studying over there, and then how did Portugal come into the picture now?
Yeah, okay. So I started learning Portuguese first from Camões Institute. I have done A2 level. Then I started learning from university, the diploma course. Until that time, I was working. After that, I thought I need to do. I want a master degree. So I need to quit my job, and the master degree in Portuguese is only possible from Goa University
Hmm.
until today.
Yes, yes.
So I thought, okay, I have enough savings. I can just quit the job, and I needed some rest also because it was hectic time when I was going for the classes and job at the same time. So I thought, I this is the time like I can quit now and I can go for masters. So I quit my job in Delhi and I went to Goa. And there I have done my master's degree in Portuguese language and literature. And when I was in my last semester, I applied for the scholarship and luckily I got it. And the scholarship was to come here in Portugal, and you can get the scholarship money to learn little more the language. Now I have done the masters, but that was more in literature terms, in culture and history than to language. So I could I have done my B2 level from Portugal because of this
The Lisbon,
scholarship.
so the Lisbon Camões.
No, I have done my B2 level from Porto University.
Okay, Porto. Oh, you are, yeah, you were in Porto. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you got a scholarship and then you came to Portugal. And in Portugal, you are in Porto.
Yes.
And how's Porto? Firstly, have you been to Lisbon?
Yeah, I've been many times. It's like going from Jaipur to Delhi for me.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
yeah, I've been many times there, and because I also make videos on for my YouTube channel, so I have also shooted many videos there in Lisbon. But I would prefer to live here in Porto and travel everywhere.
So Porto is your
Just
Porto should be the hometown, and
my
then
hometown.
yes,
Yeah.
get I get it. And how's Porto? I've been to Lisbon, but never been to Porto because did not have the time. But how's Porto compared to rest of Europe, or compared to, let's say, other cities in Portugal?
It's very beautiful, and now it's getting more touristic, but still you can expect less than Lisbon. So yeah, it's also very small city, so it's easy to go from one place to another place. You can choose to walk also. If you have time, you can just cover everything in your walking tour in one day. So yeah, like there is many places I have shown in my video, and also the people, they are very nice here, and because there are less immigrants, I would say, so more local people you will be finding here
In Porto
than in
than in Lisbon. Lisbon is a melting pot for Portugal, so people from every part of the world are there. But
yeah.
Porto is less immigrant. Okay, I get it. And what places one can see in Porto? I just know that the green wine is apparently very popular in Porto.
Yeah, the wine is very popular. For the wine, I have made one video. I'm sorry, I'm talking about all the videos
Not a
because
problem. I
I
would
think
put the videos here. I would plug in the videos over here in the description as
yeah,
well.
the idea is to say like the particular one. If I say,
Hmm.
then you can go and see and understand because the wine, yeah, wine is famous in Portugal and Porto is famous, but the wine comes from Pinhão, which is in North Portugal, so little far from Porto.
Okay.
So there you can see the vineyards and all these things, and I have never tried the wine, but yeah, people say it's very famous in the world. So yeah, red wine is very famous from Porto. Red wine, yeah,
Hmm.
they are
I get
very
it.
famous for that.
Yeah. So let's say if somebody wants to come to Portugal, because a lot of Indians do not travel to Portugal that much. Like I don't know a lot of people who has Portugal in their itinerary. But if somebody is interested in coming to Portugal, what places would you recommend? One is Porto, one is Lisbon. But what else other than Porto and Lisbon? Where can one visit? Or you can give me an itinerary if I'm interested.
Okay, so before I'll answer this, like
Hmm.
the itinerary part, which place you can visit here. I want to highlight that part that people really don't know about Portugal.
True.
And still till today, if I say to my neighbors in Jaipur, like I live in Portugal, they'll say where it is. And then I have to say, like, it's the neighbor country of Spain. So they, okay, we got it like
So
that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. In India, Portugal is related to either Goa, that it was a Portuguese colony. That's it. And if somebody is going to
Yeah,
Europe, they would go to uh, Italy. They would go to Netherlands. They would go to France. That's it. Spain and Portugal are to some degree. Spain is still getting popular, but Portugal is completely ignored. Which to which I agree. Yes, people don't really know a lot about Portugal. Uh, yeah, tell me.
yeah, it's so underrated, I would say,
Agree, agree.
at least for us in India. So the place what you can visit here is I like Porto and Lisbon is already done. So I would say Aveiro you can visit, which is
Avedo,
also
north
called
or south?
North.
No.
Which also called like Venice of Portugal because of that the
Canals
gondola kind
and the
of
canals,
yeah.
yes.
So yeah, that place is also nice. And
Is it near to
if you go to,
Galicia? Is it near to Galicia?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not sure, but it's not near to Galicia, no.
Okay. So the first place you said was Aveiro.
Aveiro, yeah.
Aveiro. Okay.
And if you go to south, you can go to Algarve. And if you like to visit a like more historical place, you can also go to Evora, and you will not find it touristic. So it's like completely depend on your choice which places you want to see. Do you want to see what everyone is going to explore and already seen, or you want to go more to see Portugal and history or such culture things? So that really depends. And um, and I would say, why limited to Portugal? If you have the visa, you can also, like, Portugal means like the
Mainland.
mainland,
Mainland. You can go to
also
Madeira.
visit the island. Yeah, I
Island.
really liked it, and I really recommend to visit once. Madeira and Azores.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
love it.
Madeira, I agree. I think a lot of people would know about Madeira thanks to Cristiano Ronaldo because Ronaldo is from the island of Madeira. Madeira, if
Yeah.
like I would put a picture over here. All these islands, even Spain has Canary Islands, Portugal has Madeira. It is actually in the Atlantic Ocean, more near to Africa than to Europe.
Yeah, yeah,
True.
correct. And also the Azores Island. So there are many islands. You can visit one which is more convenient, or all of them. Yeah, they are small, small islands all together.
And how's have you been to it's Sintra, right? Sintra.
Yeah, I how can I forgot about Sintra? Yeah, it's really beautiful. The place, the palace, the Sintra Palace, amazing. Yeah, you see the pictures, you see it very colorful. And yeah, when I know about the history, all these things I have studied, and I've been to that place, like, oh my gosh, I like that Sintra Palace. And there is one more palace, Quinta Regaleira, that is also very nice. And
What's the name? What's the name? Can you repeat?
the Quinta da Regaleira,
Okay, okay.
there's
Yes.
a garden
Okay.
and palace there, which is also nice. And yeah, then you can also go to Coimbra, which is famous for the university hub, because that's the oldest, one of the oldest university there. So that is also a good place. And then there is one more garden. I could not visit because it was closed that day, and not sure, but it was Tuesday, I guess. It got closed. Like, otherwise, you can visit that garden, which is famous in Coimbra. And I forgot the name for now. I'll You can put in the screen later on. So yeah, and what else? In visit,
Any
I think
coastal
you can.
cities, any coastal town, any um, people who are interested in the beach.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you go to the south, you can go to Algarve, which is like beach and like a perfect vacation place. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So
So there are beaches.
perfect. So I just want to know, while you are there in Portugal talking to people, do you mix your Italian with it sometimes, and then you realize I've mixed the other one because when I'm talking in Portuguese sometimes, when I do not know any word, I just guess that it would be similar to Spanish, and I just use the Spanish word. So they call it Portuñol. Portuñol is Spanish and Portuguese mixed. So a lot of times I'm talking in Portuñol.
Yeah, correct, correct. It happens many times to me, and it happens because I'm working in Italian language. Like, still till today, I'm working for Italian language. So when I come out of my office, I have to speak in Portuguese, and then sometimes the vocabulary I mix. The pronunciation cannot be, but the vocabulary, sometimes I pronounce the same word in Italian rather than in saying in Portuguese. So it just if I turn the my tone to Portuguese, it will come in Portuguese language.
I get it. Like
But
you're in the supermarket and then suddenly you say something in Italian and the other person is looking at you. What are you saying?
yeah. Yeah, although they'll understand, it's not like completely out of the word.
Yeah, like
But
they get the idea, but different language. True, true, true. Yeah, say, say.
yeah, but if you speak perfectly Italian or Spanish, you will understand Portuguese. I also visited Spain and I survived with my Portuguese there.
Yeah, yeah, one can, one can. It's true. Like when I went to Portugal for the first time, I I hardly had what A1 something level, or maybe I did not even speak Portuguese, but I could survive there because everybody understood Spanish in Portugal. So
Yes,
it's not that easy. So you enter Spain through Extremadura or through Andalusia. You went to Andalusia, right?
to Salamanca I went.
Okay, Salamanca. Okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it, got it.
Mhm.
Okay. Salamanca is beautiful. People who do not know, very beautiful, good for the university and the Plaza Mayor. I think you saw the Plaza Mayor.
Yes, yes, I've been.
So,
It's very
yeah,
small. It's beautiful, but very small. I was there for one day and I visited the same places twice. Like it's that small.
true to compare
At
because
least,
because here in India we are used to big cities, traveling
exactly.
far. But once you go to Europe, you realize even the bigger cities are half the size of our regular cities. And when they say town, it's like you can see a town from top of a hill. You can see the whole town. It's that small.
Correct. Yeah, true, true.
All of
So,
hmm.
yeah, I've been to Salamanca, also been to Madrid. But when I went to Madrid, like it's Salamanca and Madrid, it's completely different thing.
I think it's 20
Like,
times bigger. But
yeah. Then I feel like now I'm in big city here.
true, true, true. Spain has your 3 to 4 major big cities, and rest all the places are very small. Granada's, your Cordoba, all of them are very small, very small. Now you mentioned that you were working in Italian language in Portugal. What sort of a job you're doing, and for people, if they want to come to Portugal, how can they come? Like they have the D2 visa or something like that. Can you tell everybody about
Okay, but I came for a scholarship,
it?
and as because it was a COVID time, and I thought like it was also travel is not easy that time. So I thought, okay, I can be here for a little more. So I started again the MNC job, which I used to do in India. So almost same. The MNC company, they'll be having different projects. So I'm working one of them for Italian language, and if so you can if you speak languages, any foreign language, which Italian, Spanish, French, German. German is really going to help if you are here. So you can get easily a job if you know these languages in MNCs. And again, if I say you can also go for that guiding the travel thing, but that would be little difficult here because in India it helps you to know your local language plus foreign language, so that is plus for you.
Hmm.
Here, because it's Europe and countries like Italians also are here, so if they are getting native, why they'll choose you? Like if you're good, you can still get it, but the competition will be more. So you can go for the MNCs here, and the visa really depends. You cannot just come here. Like to come here, you need to have some job. So first you apply for the job, and if the company is providing you contract and everything, then you apply for the visa, and that can be. And if you're coming for study purpose, you can also apply for the study visa, Shanigan one, and then you can find the job as I did. So in Portugal, I would say not easy to get a language job sitting there in India. Like
Okay.
it's, if you
If somebody who's
if,
sitting here in India, somebody is watching the video from India and he thinks he sees your video. Let's say he sees a video where you're suggesting you're living in Portugal, he gets inspired, and if he or she wants to come to Portugal, uh, it's difficult to find jobs from India because
yeah,
I get a lot of questions. Personally, I get a lot of questions, and anybody who learns a language would get this question: can I get a job in that country after learning a language? And usually, my answer is no. Sitting here in India, you cannot. But what's the other way? What you were telling?
yeah, the other way could be if you know language plus you know something else, you have done some other course, you are skilled. Particularly in Portugal, they are hiring too many Indians in IT fields. So if you are an IT or a developer, something you can do with the computer things, then it's more easy that they will hire you from India. And plus, if you know the language, that's the best. It's going to help you definitely. But just knowing the language and you don't have any other plus thing, the any other skill,
Skill.
then it's not that easy.
Bharti, you're so right. I've been saying it for the past 2 years. Just completely relying on the language will not help you. Please learn another skill because a lot of people in India, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in would also message you and say the same thing. I have learned the language. Can I go to that country? Now in 2023, earlier when we found our jobs, it was easy to just do the language and get a job, and then maybe go up the hierarchy, make a lot of money. But now the competition is so difficult, and there are so many people who are learning languages. Just relying on the language is not enough, right? Do you agree?
Agree, completely agree.
And you need another skill. And now people ask me, what another skill should I learn? That is completely on you. What skill are you interested in? You said coding is one of them, but any other specific skills that people require except the language is there to survive. Language will not help you to find a job. Language is there to survive, that you can speak their native tongue. But other
Yeah.
than coding, what other skills one can have to find a job? Or maybe there are certain things that you would know better rather than we sitting us here in India.
Actually, it's not my profile, but I make videos. That's why I gain some knowledge.
Hmm.
Like before saying something, I'll do my research and I see. So there are jobs for mostly for the IT people. There are jobs.
Hmm.
If you're not going for the particular coding one, you can still go for I would say the like marketing,
Okay.
kind of digital marketing, because everything it's now digital mode.
Okay.
So you have to connect somehow to yourself, either with the computers, with applications, with softwares, or to promote the softwares. The you can go for the marketing, and I know few people also work here in bank,
Hmm.
Portugal bank. So you can also go for the banking, and there you don't need but language like B2 or C1. But as we talk for survival, if you know, that's very good. You can get the job with your English also.
Okay, okay. So English is fine over there. Hmm, great. And
Yeah.
if somebody wants to, let's say, apply for embassy, sorry, not embassy, University of Portugal, study and come to Portugal and then find job, that is also possible, right?
Yeah, that is possible. That is definitely possible. Once you come here, you can find out somehow.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
not that. And once you get the visa, they give you time to find a job.
Okay.
So
So
you have
how much time do they give to find a job after your university is over?
it's like not sure, but around 1 year. You can still get 1 more year to find a job if
Okay.
you have completed your degree.
Okay. After you
Mm,
complete your degree, you have 2 years to find a job.
I guess it's 1 year,
1 year. Okay.
but can check, cross check, and
Okay. So
let you
let's
know.
let's take it 1 year. So you have 1 year. 1 year is more than enough to find a job.
No, that's more than
So
enough.
it's like any other country. It's not that difficult, like to find a job or. And in terms of let's say, how's the economy? How are job opportunities? Is it very difficult or not?
In Portugal, because it's not the not countries like German and French in terms of economy, it's still called the poor. But if you have certain skills, you can still get the job. The unemployment is everywhere, but if you have enough skills and if you're enough confident about your skills, you can get the job. It's not a big task,
Okay.
but it's completely depend on you. If you being like limited, okay, I have done this level, if I have done this degree, just not be limit to one thing. Um, and if you have like done something, try to do the best you can. And there are jobs, there are jobs, there are many other ways to earn. Like it's not only the jobs. You can do anything. You can sit here, because many Portugal is also famous for digital nomads. So many are coming here. They have their jobs. They can sit anywhere, work from anywhere. So they are coming to Portugal. Just is the beautiful country, and weather is also nice. So you get the job from anywhere and sit here. Like that is also the option.
Okay, so you if you already have a job and you're maybe let's say working from home permanently, you come to Portugal as a digital nomad, you get cheap house, rent, food.
Yeah.
I'm assuming near to the coast, and then you can become a digital nomad. A good option, which I never thought Portugal would be one of those countries. I always thought digital nomad would be Costa Rica, Mexico, Thailand, but Portugal is also one of them. Great, great. So this is something new that I learned.
Yeah, like there is always to learn something. And then I trust me, I did not know about any of the things. I did not myself, I consider in these people who don't know about Portugal. Before learning Portuguese, before coming here and knowing about more things, and when I started making videos, then I learned more about Portugal, more about all this visa, how the things work, how you can get the job. And like sitting, if I was sitting in India, I cannot think like the same job what I'm doing there in India in MNC, I can also do it here.
Hmm.
And also, like there are many things which I got to know after I came here. I did not know about this nomad visa. The golden visa is also the option, but that is like the richest people.
Like you pay 2 crore
um,
and get the passport.
yeah. But then these are the easy way to get the visa and get your citizenship in Portugal. Yeah, but there are jobs. There are many jobs, and while I was talking about this this IT field, they are paying, like they are really paying good amount,
They pay
a
in
decent
euros.
earn.
They pay in euros. So
Yeah. And like the you don't spend this much amount now. Like housing, it's a little problem here because many are coming from outside. So housing, like stay is, the rent is high, but apart from that, I don't think it's expensive. It's economic, and then you can save enough. If you are in IT fields, you will be getting around 2,500 to 3,000 euros, and then you are spending hardly 1,000, like
okay,
less than that.
okay.
So you are saving. And yeah, if I'm talking about different profiles, I the last in my last second last video, the second recent last video, I talked to a girl, and she has studied marine science. I'm sorry for the sound. So she has studied marine science from India. Remember from Hyderabad, from South India, and she got the job here for the job, or you can say the internship or research purpose. They have hired her to the island, which is Fayal Island in Portugal. So that is also the option. Like you just don't go for the certain which we are doing engineering or MBA or some kind of sort of
Your regular
profiles. You can
course.
also,
Mm.
yeah, you can go for these courses which are rare, but there are chances that you will get the job like quickly. She got hired from India and then she's working there on the island. Like think about what you can expect from your life. Like you are living on an island and you are working, and what you like to do, you're doing that.
I get
It's
it.
like the vacation and job at the same time.
Mm. I get it. Now, what are your future plans? Like, okay, you're living in Portugal, still working in the Italian profile, but what are the future plans? You're applying for the citizenship, you want to come back, or you still do not know? Let's see.
As like I am the person like going with the flow until today. So I have not like figured out everything like what is going to be the next. The job what I'm doing right now, it's a temporary basis. I started just because of the COVID time, and I thought okay, let's do something. And also being in Portugal, how I can still have my Italian skills, how I can still keep learning and don't forget completely, because it's very important for a language that you practice it.
You
If
practice
you
and
just
retain
lose it,
it. Yeah, because a lot of people in India, they learn, they get a job, and then they forget.
yeah, and with a job also you get very limited. The
Yeah,
limited
with
vocabulary,
limited
you
vocabulary,
just
limited use. Yeah,
you are trained to that work and you can do that. After that, you don't know that language anymore.
outside, yeah, outside that.
Mm.
True, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed, agreed.
Mhm. So I currently am working as an Italian language advisor, as I used to do in India, and apart from that, running my YouTube channel. So in near future, I am really planning to do something bigger and better, one step ahead for what I did until today. So one of the thing will be definitely my YouTube. I would like to engage more in YouTube, because I really like that idea. The idea of making videos is you cannot just go in front of camera and say anything. You need to do your research. You need to know more about the things. So I'm really enjoying gaining this knowledge and then sharing with others. Um, and then about the different subject which I cannot study at one time, but I can still have some knowledge about all the topics before saying to the camera. And so I would continue that. We'll try to more engage in that. And I really like when someone appreciate, or even they don't appreciate it, somehow if they mention like I added some value in their life. So I really feel happy to do that. So that will be one thing. And apart from that, soon, yeah, if you're talking about this podcast was more about the language and countries. So I am also working on something which can help to learn languages, and it will be coming soon. I cannot say right away, but like it will be coming soon. And I'm working on the working since long on a thing which is a core of the language, which is vocabulary. So soon I'll be talking about it, and it will be helping many who is learning or is thinking to learn language. And apart from that, I'm also thinking to do something which can help more people in terms of jobs. That's still in my brain, still have not figured it out, so I cannot say more about it. But yeah, I will try to, because the job is a big issue here. Like everyone, if they are learning language, if they are doing whatever they want to do just because they can get some job and earn. So I wanted to also work on that field. Let's see how soon I can do it, but I don't have a clear picture, but I will try to get more jobs for people who are looking for.
Perfect, perfect. So before we end, Bharti, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, Lakshay. So I have question for you. We'll talk about languages
Hmm.
only,
Hmm.
and like what I would like to ask you to learn a language and maintain the level to not be limited. What do you think is important to do and keep doing it? Like there are many things you can watch series, you can listen music, as in your thing you can watch football. So what you like the most, but what is the one thing you should keep doing to not lose the command on language, and and what you should keep improving in that.
Uh, to to be able to speak that language, there is no other way. To speak a language, you have to speak. There is no other way around it. A lot of people ask me, I want to speak, but I don't like speaking. I'm really sorry to tell. If you want to be good at a language, if you want to speak well, you have to put yourself out there and talk to natives. There is no other way. If you want to improve your speaking, you have to speak. You have to find people who are better than you, or maybe natives. To talk to natives, you can use certain applications. You can find a language buddy on Facebook. There are so many options. You can use an application like Clubhouse or italki. Like by reading, you cannot improve your speaking. You can use 10 applications, you can do 10 courses, you can do advanced diploma, you can do your graduation. But at the end of the day, it's a language and you want to speak. And speaking can only be improved by speaking and putting
Yeah.
yourself out there, being a little vulnerable, speaking wrong initially, and then improving, correcting yourself every time. So there is no other way around it. For for listening, you can watch TV series, you can listen to music, football, whatever you like. That is your choice. Or while talking, by default you're listening to people, so you by default your listening is also getting better. Reading and writing is not writing is hardly use writing. After learning language, I don't know. I wrote something which helped me in my job. But yeah, reading will help you in certain way. But the most important aspects are speaking and understanding, and there is no other way. Because here in India, a lot of people can write amazing Spanish, amazing Italian, but they can't hardly speak. So if you want to speak,
Mm.
find jobs where you have to speak, or just put yourself out there. And to improve one certain thing that I did was, if I saw anything, right, there's a tree out there, I would say what is tree in Spanish. If there's a air purifier, I would say what is air purifier, what is a laptop in. So constantly 24/7 I would look at things and I would say, okay, what do you call this in Spanish, what do you call that in Spanish. So constantly my brain was functioning, what do you call this in that language. And then download the application on my phone. Okay, if I don't know, I will search that word instantly search for that word so that I could remember. Because bad grammar is fine, but not knowing the vocabulary, there is no way around it. Let's say I speak bad grammar, but if I do not know the
Mhm.
vocabulary, if I don't know how to say it, I'm done. I cannot even explain myself.
Completely agree. Completely agree. I was not thinking that you are going to give me this answer, which I have with me. Like, I'm completely agree with it. You really need the vocabulary to say something. If you don't put the helping verb, it's fine. You need to just say the word to make them understand. And as I'm living here, I see many people don't speak language, but they'll survive somehow with the words.
True, true.
They'll just say, okay, I need this. At least you need the vocabulary.
Vocabulary is very
You
important.
cannot show everything, like you cannot picturize, you need to say the word.
True, true.
So yeah,
So my
that's
advice would be just improve your vocabulary and grammar and everything. Fluency would come with time.
yeah, definitely. Completely agree. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Bharti, that was it. We have completed, I think, 1 hour. It was great having you. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Any final words?
Just keep learning, don't stop, I would say. Like one should, if they start learning, they should keep learning that and be perfect on it.
Awesome, awesome.
Just don't limit, just don't go for A2 or B2 or C1. Just be good in that.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Bharti. It was great having you. See you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you, Naksha.
So, guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.